Well, it's Friday here on Down the Road, so we get a chance to do a little bit of everything. Jeff Kolpak's going to join us in just a little bit. We're going to talk about Tom Hoagie. We're going to talk about what it's like to have a golfer from North Dakota and leaderboard when it comes to the PGA. And Jeff said something that I definitely want to talk to him about. He started mentioning the Ryder Cup. If you're not familiar with the Ryder Cup, I suggest you go to your search engine before Jeff comes on and you can see what he's getting at. And man, would it be cool if Tom qualified for that. But as promised, the Abby Miller. She made me promise that I would introduce her that way. I get a chance to visit with Abby through the radio each and every day. And many people say, all right, what's she like? What's she look like? Well, now you're going to find out right here on Beck News. Abby, good to have you coming down the road with us.
It's good to be here. I feel like I just saw you.
You did just see me.
And I don't know that either of us know why I'm here, other than to introduce me to everybody.
Yeah, exactly. I know why you're here, because I wanted to talk to you. How's that?
Yeah. We don't talk enough every day.
I agree.
Yeah.
But this is a different genre. This is a different medium. This is a different way for you to take part in a whole new media life.
Yeah, I know. I haven't been here before, other than to watch you one time.
Okay, yes. So I'm 60 years old. Yep. We work together every day. You're what, about 25, somewhere in there?
Yeah, you got it, actually.
What are the differences? Working with a 60-year-old after being around college students and having roommates that are your age, and just be honest. What's it like going into work every day with a guy with all the habits of a 60-year-old?
It's always entertaining, especially because you have the attention span of a squirrel, maybe. So keeping you focused. I don't know. I would say for the most part, though, our views are pretty similar.
Yeah.
And working with you today, Fridays are especially fun. We have a weird energy about us, but no, I really enjoy working with you, actually.
Well, actually, what a shock,
I know.
Right? I think for generations, the key to it all is for generations to be able to talk to each other. Yeah. And that to me is something, that's the reason I like bringing someone young in, because I have no idea what music you're listening to. Yeah. I have no idea what you're doing at night. I have no idea how you meet the people in your life. You know, I don't. I mean, it is.
Yeah, we've grown up in very different times.
Exactly. Way different times. Mm-hmm. My music's better than your music.
Well,
you know, going to the bar to meet your girlfriend and then your wife was way more fun than maybe you're doing it. You know, doing it in a church basement or however you're doing it. I don't know.
Well, and I think because, I mean, when the pandemic started 2.5 years ago, that completely changed my social life.
Yeah.
I mean, I had just moved to a new city, actually, when the pandemic started. And so then I was in a new city where I didn't know anybody and living by myself. So, and then I started working remote. And so I didn't go out to meet people. I had one friend that I knew from moving there. And so I hung out with her a lot. But I think ever since then, like, I don't really go to the bars that much, or as much as I did in college. Because it's just a different dynamic. People, mm-hmm. I think people are back to being fine, being in a big social setting, but it's still weird because for 2 years we weren't doing it. And then for 2 years I didn't really meet anybody new. And I don't know, it's just strange.
So did your generation take COVID as serious as what people of my generation did?
I think so, but also the friend group that I have, we all took it very seriously. We got vaccinated as soon as we could. We wore masks all the time. There were times that I thought that my generation was better than yours in the way of handling COVID, but you have disagreed with me on that. And I think it's just the people that I'm around have handled it very well. But there was people in my generation for sure that did not take it well, especially from like the aspect of not being able to go out or working from home and just being like freshly out of college or in college, people who didn't get to have a big graduation. I know that was hard, but from the people that I was with, we took COVID very seriously.
I know of 11 people, some that I was really close to. 11 people that I knew by name, that knew me by name. If we'd have met in a hallway, we knew exactly who each other were that died of COVID. And all of them were were, well, far older than you. None of them were young people. All of them, I would say, were 50 years of age and older. And yet your generation still took it serious and got behind the science. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, I don't know, I guess, because it's not like we were at high risk by any means, but I think that my generation tends to believe the science a lot more and kind of takes like the religion aspect out of the political game or the science game. And I don't know, we all just knew that we needed to get vaccinated right away and did it. And we stayed socially distant. And it wasn't like a hugely foreign concept, I think, because we're so young. But for you, like, staying away from people was very difficult because you would never. Yeah. And for me, I don't know, I found it difficult at times, but I didn't mind it because I don't know, I still know that there's so much of my life left and it'll be fine eventually. I don't know. So it's like go see people because you're going to kick off soon. But you, like, for you, staying inside or staying away from people was horrible, and that's also just you. Yeah. I mean, you're a very social person, but it was tough for you. Or wearing your mask on the plane, where I didn't mind that at all. If anything, I'm like, sweet, people don't have to talk to me. I have a mask on.
I hated it. So your generation still has babies. There was all this word out there that it was going to cause infertility, that was the reason to not take it. Why did your generation not worry about that as much as all the people that were spreading the rumors out there?
For me, it's just because I trusted the science, and the doctors all said that it would not affect fertility or your abilities to have a baby. And I believe them and I trust them. I actually have one friend in particular that comes to my head that she didn't get vaccinated because of that reason. And I had a really hard time with it because I had to refrain myself from like sending her new articles every single day saying that it wouldn't harm.
Did you lose that person as a friend?
No, we kind of got a little more distant, but we just learned to not talk about that, I guess. Okay. But there were times that I would go, like, I remember my sister-in-law, she had a party and made sure that everyone invited was vaccinated. And if you weren't vaccinated, then
you weren't welcome to the party.
Yeah.
So that being said, I remember when I was slow in getting the booster shot. And you're the one that said, get in the pickup, we're going to get the booster shot.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, we drove together to get your booster.
You were like, roll your sleeve up.
And then I got my flu shot.
Yep, exactly. And once people found out that all of those rumors were a lie, that it didn't cause you to die, that it didn't cause infertility. I mean, we've been at this a while. There's been babies born completely healthy from individuals that have been vaccinated. Do you think that changed people's minds?
I would hope so. Seeing that you can still have kids, I would hope that changes your mind. I also think I have 2 pharmacists in my family. And so whenever there was new news out, there were times that I'd be talking to one of my sister-in-laws and updating us, like, okay, we can get vaccines here at this location, or they don't have them available, they're working on it. I don't know. I just have always trusted it. Mm-hmm.
All right, so go back to and you've helped me with this show, as has my good friend Amy Eiler. So you work in media. Yep. You work in radio where people hear you every day, and now they're seeing you on TV. Did you see yourself doing that when you were at NDSU?
No, I did not at all. I worked on a political campaign when I was in college, and then right after college, that's when I moved. I worked on another campaign, and I did go to school for communications, which is one of the most broad majors you can get, but then a minor in political science. So I thought campaigning would be my future for a while. And then in 2020, working on that was a little more stressful than I had anticipated. And then I came to work for you, and I didn't know what to expect, but I'm still enjoying it. It's a lot of fun.
Still enjoying. The certain jobs like this end up leading to bigger jobs. People are going to see the talent you have, and some corporation or some company is going to say, come. You're going to give me 2 weeks notice whenever that day comes, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. I would give you a big notice. I need to train the next person in. They're going to need all the help they can get.
I agree.